welcome to another edition of The Naked Truth. My name is Ramon Roan and
John Singletary.
And John, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about the importance of college or youth involvement in the world in which they live. All too often we expect youth to grow up and to have a set path to follow from high school through college, eventually getting a job, and then at some point they are allowed to engage in possibilities in order to change the environment that they live in for the better. We think that youth ought to get involved in the activity that involves changing their life and setting the course for America much early. They should get involved in middle school and high school, throughout college, because it's the world in which they live. They have a different point of view. Not that they're able to change the entire process or everything about the new world in which they'll be a part of, but they should have some input, because after all, the laws that are made eventually will affect them. And so at some point they should become involved. Not that a youth has the foresight or to be able to tell what is best for them in the long run, because it takes a while for wisdom to be gained. But there are some things that the youth can be involved with, like the civil rights organizations, community action. They can be involved in things that deal with innovation and technology, and whether the world eventually will be able to recycle. Those kinds of things are important.
But it is a complex issue nowadays, with the decline of the black family or the decline of the American family, to where our homes are more so raised by single parents. And that's unlike yourself and I. When we were coming up, we had a young, I believe it was a young urban league, to where you can be involved in, and those things are good. But when you're today, it's pretty tough, because the naked truth is that 72% of our young people are growing up in a single parent home.
Yeah.
And that right there, has a lot. When that mother is not given, that mother doesn't have the wherewithal or the understanding of the importance of giving that child structure. When she's on Facebook doing twerking, or on YouTube doing twerking, instead of trying to give that son or that daughter more guidance. But we need more. I absolutely agree with you that we need more young people.
More young people.
More people that get involved, because it's there. You and I, we're in our 50s, early 50s, and what's going to happen 25 years from now?
Right. We're trying to leave a world for them based upon our upbringing, when the truth is their upbringing was different, and so the world in which they live is going to be different. Now, that's not to say that we need to just allow them to do everything they want as if they knew or know what is best for them. The single parent issue is a conviction on us as the society as a whole. It's sad to think that over the years we can be a nation of laws, that we could be human rights oriented, and yet we allow a child in America to be robbed of one of the most precious things that they'll ever be given as a benefit to their life as a whole, and that is a home in which they have both a mother and a father. They had to have both a mother and a father to exist, and that doesn't take away from the single mother or the single father, who are out there struggling every day to make ends meet. And there are many of them who are doing extremely well, but still, no matter how much a father who is a single father would love to show his son how to be a husband, unless he has a wife, he cannot do that, because the lady's not there.
That's right.
No matter how much a mother wants to, it's impossible for her to show her daughter or her son how to be a mother. Why? If she's not married, they can try to be a mother, but she can't show them how to be a wife. Why? Because she doesn't have a husband. And that's the sad part, is that they grow up, and once they grow up, now they have no concept of the interaction on a daily basis that exists between a husband and a wife. And that's important.
Yeah, it reminds me of a book that you recommended to me, Whatever Happened to Daddy's Little Girl, The Impact of Fatherlessness on the African American.
Janetta Rose Barris.
Janetta Rose Barris, right. And that book, the author, she showed what effects of not having a father in her life.
I think that every young lady and young man, they need to read that book, because what she does in that book, outside of pouring out her life in detail, what she does is she explained from the standpoint that a man who is absent from his daughter, or a young daughter who is missing the father, they can actually feel the pain of the other.
Right.
The father can feel the pain of the young girl that he's not able to interact with, that is his daughter. The daughter can feel the pain of the father who is absent and away from it, and see how it affects her life as well as his life. All too often it affects us health-wise. It affects us. There are other things that men go through when they're absent from their family. And of course, with young girls, they everything from being promiscuous,
because
that
those
increases,
right,
to them not understanding the affections that should exist between male and female.
Yeah, because those promiscuous girls out there, they call everybody daddy.
Ain't gonna touch it.
That's the naked truth now. That is the naked truth. And there's going to be some nakedness in there. But back to the point is that we need more young people to get involved in today's affair on what the future is going to be holding.
Because we understand we're a nation of laws. We have statutes. We have laws that are enacted, but the truth is those things are flexible in that over time they change. And it is the youth that need to get involved to say, hey, listen, because we know a lot of times they're hidden agendas. A law may come up, and what's proposed to the public has nothing to do with the underlying cause of why the thing was written to start with. And so oftentimes, youth are extremely perceptive enough to say, listen, what you're saying and the result of this law that you're proposing are two different things.
I think that we need to have more young people. I agree with you that we need to have more young people involved in especially politics, more young people, minorities involved in the legal process, be it an attorney, judges, prosecutor. We need more that are getting involved in that, because we need more these laws. We need to have elected officials that are creating these laws that will later on help and protect those of us that need that kind of protection.
So if you're a youth and you want to get involved with an organization that is new, up and coming, a lot of innovative and radical ideas, the Judicial Freedom Riders at www.jfrinc.org, we will have a campaign, a membership drive that will start July the 4th, 2014. We're trying to get 1 million members in 1 year. And with that organization, we intend on taking youth and changing some of the things in America that have been, for so long, going down the same road, the same path, even though it might have been incorrect to start with. We're going to change some of those.
We're going to change that. And this has been another episode of The Naked Truth.